farm country would be putting it lightly. And this guy's basement, he's just got a lot of stuff going on. But anyways, out of all the games he wants me to fix, Dataeast Simpons. So what he says is he turns on and blows a fuse. And he couldn't really tell me anything like which fuse or any of that stuff. But I just happened to notice that F5 right here on the PPB board, or known as the popcorn popper board, is missing. So it's probably the fuse. And just from prior experience, I know that this fuse right here is for 50 volt coils. So this game uses 50 volt and 30 volt coils. I think this is the 30 volt coil fuse, or one of them. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. But this is definitely the 50 volt general illumination, low power coil fuse, lighting fuse. I checked all the fuses on the power supply. They're all good. Also did my fuse clip test where I push on them to make sure that the fuse clips don't lie out. It tells me that they're all in good shape. So, just from personal experience, whenever this fuse is gone, a lot of times it'll be one of these two transistors, and usually there's 5. Just on this game, it doesn't have them all populated. So the way this works is on these games is these big ass transistors. The tip 36s control like vertical up kickers, like, you know, here or maybe here. Sometimes they control the kickbacks, stuff that's like high power. So instead of just using the smaller tip transistors to directly drive these coils, these pre-drive these larger ones, and then the larger ones drive the bigger coils, stronger coils. So just in my experience, we'll probably pull this board and check these two transistors. I have my meter on diode setting. Put the red lead on the metal tab of the tip 36s, and then the black leads on the two outside, and look at that, it's a dead short. This one right here is a dead short, and it's dead short on both legs. You can compare it to the one right next to it. See, we should get 0.4 to 0.6, and we do. Try the other leg. Hard to do this one-handed. But, yeah, there we go. So, in fact, this transistor is bad. You know, I've been doing this long enough to know that when, let's orient the board like we'd see it in the game, that when this fuse goes, that it's almost always one of these transistors. Transistor, circuit breaker, put it back in, but before we turn it on, we gotta find the coil that controls it to make sure it's not smoked. Here's the coil that was driven by that tip, and you can see I can't move the plunger, and the wrapper is kind of brown. You can measure the resistance on it. It's hard to do one-handed here, I'm trying. But basically the coil resistance is like pretty much 0. It's a dead short because the coil baked. It locked on, and that's what blew the fuse, but the fuse didn't blow soon enough. So here's a new coil just as a comparison. You can measure the resistance on this and compare it to the one that's installed in the game. We get about 3.5 ohms for the new coil. It's a 23800. Don't forget the coil needs a diode. The power or thicker wire goes to the Bandit, and it also uses a double flange coil sleeve. Being extremely proactive, when I turn this game on, I get this kind of initial hum. Really kind of a loud hum, and I don't like it. So I thought I'd look at the power supply. I always like to replace this cap here. It doesn't seem like he's leaking. He's so close to this. It gets hot, and he likes to blow up, especially in games of this age. But if you look at this cap right here, C7. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just taking a crap all over itself. There's all kinds of electrolyte, dried electrolyte under here. So this guy's getting replaced, and that guy's getting replaced. These are two caps I took out. Look at this 330. Oh my god, it just took a crap all over everything. That is nasty. This was the one that usually goes bad, and it actually looks okay, but you know, these are like 25-cent parts. You just replace them. With those new caps, let's see if we get that initial hum like I was getting before. It was really loud. Nope, it's gone. I wish I photographed the hum, but I forgot. But it was nasty. It just went, you could barely hear the initial Simpsons. It was so loud. And then it would taper off, and it would sound back to normal. But it was that one cap just causing a lot of trouble.
Ow! Bullseye, man!
Alright, all working. Very good.